jump like a jump like a frog or something, like with the hind legs of a frog. But is where the game. This is where the gameplay part kind of falls apart. I think the parts where it becomes too easy. I know Deus Ex Invisible War sort of suffered the same problem where there was too many choices and it sort of made it easy to get past the parts as well. I think it kind of suffers from this, even though I didn't play Invisible War. But I think it does suffer from this a little bit, but not all the time. Sometimes I think in some areas it gives you too many opportunities to go this way and that way. Sometimes there was some areas where I'm thinking, how did I get there? Until I went back and I found this air duct cover. Oh, that's how I get in there. Try to think of ways again, but there's some areas where there's just too many choices and it just made it easy. And so on. As a gunplay was just boring. And also let's tell you about the leveling up system. The leveling up system isn't that good. I remember seeing a completely different level up. This is probably like an early build of Deus Ex Human Revolution, but that leveling up system they had before was much more impressive than the one in the final release of the game. In the final release of the game, it seemed to be less options, and you get too many points to spend, because you could pretty much almost max out your character, and you become strong. You become super strong, and you just breeze through the rest of the game. I was playing this on Give Me Deus Ex, the hardest setting, and I just breezed through it pretty much towards the end. Also, to let you know, the gameplay is only 20 hours long. About 20 hours. I didn't get all the side quests, but I couldn't find all of them. It's probably because of some certain choices I made or something. I don't know if the choices I made would have different impact on meeting certain people and so on, but maybe. But it only lasted about 20 hours and wasn't really that long. It was short compared to... I think it's actually shorter than the original Deus Ex. I think that was much longer. But yeah. As I was talking about leveling up, you just become too powerful with the leveling up. I actually maxed out a couple of my abilities, and there was some abilities which are pretty much useless, thinking, what do I need this? I don't really need this ability. Which ability was useless? It's actually the recoil ability and so on. Make your guns have steady aim. It's pretty much a useless ability, because here's something I missed from the original Deus Ex. The ability to be skilled with particular guns, like I'll just be skilled with handguns, or like in Fallout, the original Fallout I'm talking about. Well, actually, even in Fallout 3 and Fallout Vegas, I call it Vegas. I can't be able to call it New Vegas. Had gun skills as well, or separate gun skills, but in Deus Ex, there's no separate gun skills. In the original Deus Ex, you can have different gun skills, and your character wouldn't be, if you didn't level them up, your character wouldn't be very good at accuracy-wise of shooting, which I like that about the original Deus Ex. But in this, you're skilled with every gun you get. Okay, I know he's a former SWAT, but come on, still, it just kind of leaves me a horrible aftertaste, and I'm just thinking, there's no need to level this part up. I leveled up my recoil reducing abilities, and there was hardly any difference whatsoever. None at all. It's just pointless, really, to do that. I mostly was a stealth guy, and it's just not very good. I was mostly on stealth and hacking. Also, there's some things where I get passwords for computers or keypads to unlock doors, but then when you go to it to unlock it because you got the code for it, they keep the hacking system for that is easy, way too easy. Like it was like, oh, this is a rank 2. I'm like, well, that's piss easy. So what's the point in the password for that? I can easily do that. Even if you didn't rank up your hacking abilities, you can still get past that pretty easily. So I was thinking, what's the bloody point then? Oh dear. And it just didn't win the. I think just the lack of hours of gameplay what killed me the most, really. Because, as I said, it's just too short. Too short for my personal taste for an RPG. And what else was there? God, I know there was something else. Oh yes, the boss fight. I'm going to talk about the boss fight. I'm going to quote this. I quote, I heard one of the interviews when they were back months ago, probably, that when you're in a boss fight, you had the choice to avoid the boss, which I know in the original Deus Ex you can do this. But they say that you can do this in Deus Ex Human Revolution, but you can't, because when you enter a boss fight, you're stuck in one small room and you're forced to fight him because the doors are locked. And I'm just thinking, this is bullshit, so why can I not escape him? My character isn't built for straight on, head on combat. He's a stealth character. He's a hacker. He's an explorer. He finds his ways across rooms by either hacking or being practical. He is not a fighter. But no, they force you to fight these bosses. Oh, just to let you know, the third boss, he is piss easy. All I did was shanked him to a corner and threw explosive mines at him and a gas grenade, and he died with 4 mines, 4, and of course some bullet wounds. But the thing is, what's the point of me learning the skills of hacking, stealth? Okay, stealth did draw away his attention because he couldn't see me, but stealth and hacking droids and so on, and the ability to lift heavy objects and so on. Why can I not use the environment to my advantage? If I'm not a fighter with guns, then why can't I not just use the environment as my to take as my advantage? There was just no option to. Okay, let's hack the droid, and the droid can distract him for a bit, or I'll hack the gun turrets and they'll just shoot at him, or something like that. Or I could get the droid and I'll try and find myself an air vent and sneak away, like the proud cat I am. Haha, I'm sneaking away. Fuck you! I'm not gonna fight you because I'm a pussy. It's a shame. And especially when I was finding that stealth woman, she was a bitch, she was. Keep using Typhoon on me, but I think it was like a certain way to beat her. All you had to do is do stealth, get away from her, she'll explode, you just shoot her or throw EMPs at her, or EMPs. Yeah, I got that from Red vs. Blue. EMPs at her, and just shoot her like to hell with a shotgun, a fully powered shotgun might be had. But as I said, it just didn't give me the option to get away from these bosses, so it just never used the environment to my advantage. I was just stuck in these small areas, which it was just a real shame. Because as I already said, the developer said you could avoid the bosses if you didn't want to fight them, and you just couldn't. It was a lie. And a lot of issues didn't really got resolved at the end of Deus Ex Human Revolution with the relationship between Adam and his girlfriend, I believe, and there was something else. There's definitely something else, but I kind of forgotten now. I know there was something else. Something is on my mind, but I just forgot. It's probably just the the conclusion of the end of the game, where it was just shit because it's just stock footage, and I was really pissed off. It was kind of like it was like Fallout 3, where it didn't give you the it wasn't like the endings on the original Fallout 1 and 2, where what happened to the town after you saved it or destroyed it and so on. Yeah, that sort of thing. It just didn't make much sense. Humans need to find their own answer and so on. They will find a new way to do this. And I'm like, so show me what's happened after it. Don't give me stock footage. Jesus. I know. It may sound like I'm hard on it, but I'm not going hard on it. It's not like Final Fantasy level or it's not Final Fantasy level or Metroid Other M level. I'm just disappointed, and that was pretty much it. It's not hatred, it's just disappointment. And as I said, the hour when I played the original Deus Ex was just far more impressive than what I played in Human Revolution. Especially when I was trying to think I'd be practical in Deus Ex, which I was thinking, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? And should I hack the doors? Sort of thing. And I remember I was skilled with pistols because I just didn't like, I'm going to be a stealth type. I should really get back on that game, but that game is just but ugly to look at. It just suffers from horrible graphics. I know the graphics don't make the game, but when the game's graphics, it's basically like, especially the early 3D games, just don't look very, very good. There should be some kind of rebirth of the original Deus Ex. But, yes, but anyway, I'm just gonna leave that there. I can't think much else to say. I know there's something else to say about Deus Ex Human Revolution, but I just can't remember. Those are mostly my biggest issues with the game. And yeah, that is pretty much it. So, oh yeah, I remember, the AI is dumb. No, seriously, the AI is dumb. When you get alerted and they might see you, they just don't search properly. They're like, oh, we saw no one. This is bugger off somewhere else. Kind of like in Splinter Cell Convection. Jesus. Actually, did Splinter Cell Convection do a bad job? I don't know. Actually, I don't think they did. It's been a long time. But anyway, I'll leave you with this. So, I'll see you for the next Let's Play.